Hello and Assalamu alaikum. We bring to you a series of programs on the teaching of English as a foreign language. These programs will basically supplement the BA Teaching of English course of Allama Iqbal Open University and are targeted at teachers who teach English at schools and colleges, and of course all those teachers who want to teach English language in future may find these programs very useful. English as a medium of instruction has always provoked mixed reactions. We have debated this issue for a long time and we are not going to start one more now. But the fact remains that English is here to stay and we appreciate its presence in all walks of life such as academics, professional world, business, media, science and technology, so on and so forth. Have you ever thought why, after so many years of studying English as a subject, our students still have problems speaking it fluently, reading and understanding it, and writing a coherent, well-written piece of writing? Well, the best answer I can think of is there's something wrong with our contents and our teaching methods. It's time that we should be doing something about the syllabus, English language syllabus, and the classroom teaching methods. Over the recent years, we see a growing awareness among parents to give quality education to their children. A lot of boys and girls have started going to school, and with this growth, we see a lot of schools have started operating both in the government as well as in the private sector. But with this growth, we always hear complaints from parents about the deteriorated education standards, dilapidated school buildings, outdated textbooks, ineffective classroom techniques, and lack of water and hygiene facility, absence of playground, and of course so many other complaints. But for how long are we going to talk about these problems? What we should be doing is finding solutions to these problems. We need reforms, quick reforms, which can help resurrect the education sector bogged down with endless problems. If on one hand we see these weaknesses, while on the other we come across educational institutions which have struggled hard to achieve better standards. These schools serve as role models for those who are ready for a change towards creating healthy, disciplined and conducive learning and teaching environment. Starting with properly maintained school buildings, safe and hygienic surroundings, open spaces and playgrounds, interactive classrooms, visually attractive textbooks incorporating contemporary themes to suit students' growing academic and professional needs.
It's crazy machines. Yeah.
The first and the most important thing a teacher must do is to pre-plan the lesson before actually teaching it in the classroom.
morning to you. Good morning. How's everyone today? We have a very interesting topic today. It's about crazy machines. Does it mean that some machines have gone crazy? No. It's about the people. When scientists start making something, the other people think that the scientist, this man, has gone crazy, that he's talking of making such a strange thing. You know, when Wright brothers started making an aeroplane, when they wanted to fly, everyone thought, oh, have these boys gone crazy? Are these two brothers mad? No one can fly. At that time, it's right that no one could fly at that time. But later on, you all know how successful they were, and we all use aeroplanes now as if it is just nothing, isn't it? Similarly, when Marconi invented radio, people just could not believe it. They thought, how could a box talk? And there you see, every day, almost every day, something new is being invented. Today, what we are going to do in our classroom is that you all are going to invent some machines. Our topic is on page 46, Reasons for Writing, Crazy Machines. Okay, here, before we start making your machines, let's look at these three pictures, especially the first one, the one which you can see here on the chart paper. This is not a real machine. It's just the idea of an artist whose name is Heath Robinson. What is his name?
Heath Robinson.
And Heath Robinson is not a scientist, he's just an artist, but a very imaginative man for that, because he thought of a man who is very fat, but he's very fond, he wants to swim, but he's so fat that he really can't swim much. So what he plans is that he would make a machine. You can see this balloon. So this fat man has made a machine with lots of hooks and things, and the machine has a strong hook which is hooked to the costume of this fat man, and the balloon starts from one side of English Channel, and the balloon would keep floating towards the other side, and the man will pretend to be swimming in the water, and he'll be taken to the other side. So you have to work and discuss within your group, what machine do you want to make? Okay? Yes, Komal. What machine would you make, darling?
I'll make a machine which can polish the shoes.
That's interesting.
And it will be tied to the pendulum of a clock.
Why to a clock?
Because the pendulum of a clock, it moves like this. I'll take the rod with a stand, a brush stand.
Very interesting. That was very good. Okay. And what machine are you making, Yusuf and Muhammad?
Ma'am.
Oh yes, I forgot to show you something very interesting. You were talking about plants being propagated by stem cutting, right?
The teacher should be innovative. Try and use imaginative techniques, activities, and use audiovisual aids in the classroom. This too has a lot of benefits for students.
Wow, family of Hassan, you're not paying attention, beta. This is from the family of rhizomes. Rhizomes, yes, they are also underground stems, but the distinction between them is, if I pass it around, you will be able to see that it sort of has these bands on it, like it would have these bands. No, not hairy. Scale sort of things. What we do is that we remove the leaves. Supposing I want to start a new plant from this one. What am I going to do? I'm going to remove these 3-4 leaves. Leave the roots, of course. And I'm going to plant it, replant it. Right? What happens? No, not dipping it in water. I want a totally new plant. I don't want to use it as a decoration. So I'm going to replant it in a pot, in a ground supposing, not in a pot. What happens that these roots, they start growing vigorously, and the plant starts getting nutrients and it begins to grow, and soon it develops into a full-fledged plant. This is an example of stem, right?
Again, this is particularly true when the teacher is teaching English as a foreign language, because learning English is always considered a bit of a problem. Hence, the teacher needs to introduce creative and imaginative tasks in the classroom to create interest among students.
I would like you all now to look at the board where I have shown a little drawing of a lady who's passing by a shopping mall. And outside the shop window, there is a notice which says, "We sell cheap clothes for fat old women." If you look at the expression on her face, you will see she's not very much amused by what is written there. Can you tell me why she does not look happy, Aisha?
She probably feels insulted.
She feels
Insulted.
or she feels ridiculed. That it's as if they are making joke about her age and about her figure.
Inexpensive can be used instead of cheap.
Instead of cheap, then, we can use the word inexpensive. We sell inexpensive clothes for fat. Do you think fat would be a good word to use? Zach?
Healthy?
Now, I have a little objection to that. She might not be healthy because I pointed that out just now. You could use it. It could be one of the words. What other word can be used instead of healthy?
Fuller figure?
For the fuller figure, that is something which makes you more respectable. And shall we say women? Let's again be slightly more. Yes, let's be a bit more respectable to them. All right, we sell inexpensive clothes for the full-figured, mature ladies. That should make her comfortable. So I'm going to change the expression on her face as well. Now I'm going to make her smile. Okay? Now we know by the smile on her face, we can now tell that she's going to go into the shop and buy something. So now this is our main idea, to see how language plays a role in trying to persuade people.
Teaching is an art. We have born teachers who possess all the natural talents of teaching. But not all of us are good teachers. We learn and acquire teaching talents as we move on with the challenges of a career. Excuse me,
Yes?
do you have any favorite teachers?
I have had my share of favorite teachers. One teacher whom I really enjoyed being taught by was a teacher who taught me English at the O levels. This teacher made me feel comfortable with him. We were all at ease with him. And in return, we retained what we learned from him. He made education fun, and in my point of view, that is the most excellent thing a teacher can do for his students.
My favorite teacher is the chemistry teacher, and that's probably because he's one of the most learned teachers I've ever seen in life. And I think that's due to his vast experience in chemistry. And although his work is the work he gives is making us a workaholic, and it's just like inflicting torture upon the tortured, but in the long run I think it will be beneficial for us, and it will certainly raise the standard of our grades in chemistry. And that's what we primarily strive to achieve, and that's why we like him. Thank you.
So, the main points of this program are: pre-plan your lesson before teaching it in the classroom. Encourage student participation. Use audiovisual aids. Introduce innovative and realistic language activities. So viewers, how did you like our first program? In this program, you would recall we concentrated on the qualities of a good teacher. But keep watching us, because we would be bringing to you some more interesting program. The next would be on one particular English language skill. So till then, Bye.